Really. And so today I'm going to share with you 3 behaviors that can cause your man to become addicted to you. Check it out.
Hello, and welcome to Reality Check Podcast. Today we're diving into the psychology of attraction, specifically what makes someone crave more of another person.
Absolutely.
You'd think it'd be some big mystery, but it turns out there's a formula.
Yeah.
And it's one that video games, casinos, even social media apps use to keep you hooked.
Right.
You ready to decode the science of desire?
Absolutely. It's more straightforward than people might think, and understanding these principles can be incredibly empowering.
Okay, so let's talk about this formula. I feel like we've all had that experience of getting sucked into a game or scrolling endlessly on our phones.
Right.
What's the connection to attraction?
Well, what's fascinating is that our brains don't really distinguish between getting hooked on a game and getting hooked on a person. The same reward pathways are activated, which explains those butterflies in your stomach feeling.
Interesting.
It all comes down to how our brains respond to pleasure, anticipation, and reward.
So instead of levels and high scores, we're talking about dates and deep conversations.
Exactly. And just like a well-designed game keeps you coming back for more, certain behaviors in a relationship can trigger those same cravings.
Okay, this is already making me rethink my dating app strategy. But before we get ahead of ourselves, let's break down this formula step by step. Where do we even begin?
One interesting place to start is with this idea of fun in relationships.
Okay.
Studies have shown that men often prioritize fun as a key element they look for.
Makes sense. Everyone wants to have fun, right? But how does that differ from what other people might prioritize?
Well, it's all about understanding different needs and how they play out in a relationship.
Right.
While one person might crave novelty and excitement, their partner might prioritize stability and deep emotional connection.
Yeah.
Neither of these is wrong, but recognizing these differences can be a game changer.
Totally. So it's like figuring out what makes the other person tick. But how do we take this knowledge about fun and actually use it to create that addictive quality?
Right. Think of it this way. When we experience something enjoyable, our brains release dopamine, which is basically a neurochemical signal saying, do that again.
Okay.
So the more someone associates fun with being around you, the more they're going to crave that feeling.
Okay. So I need to up my date planning game. It's not just about Netflix and chill anymore, right?
Right.
We need activities.
Exactly. Think about planning dates that are engaging and memorable, something that allows you both to connect in a playful, exciting way. And it doesn't have to be extravagant.
Right.
Even something as simple as trying a new restaurant together or going for a hike can create that sense of shared adventure.
Okay, that's a good start. But it can't just be about having a good time, right?
Right.
I mean, a roller coaster is fun, but I don't necessarily want to date one.
You're absolutely right. This is where the concept of investment comes in. Have you ever heard of the IKEA effect?
I feel like I have.
Yeah.
Something to do with those Allen wrenches.
Basically, the IKEA effect refers to the fact that we tend to value things we've put effort into building ourselves, even if they're not objectively perfect. It's that sense of accomplishment and ownership.
Oh, right. Like when you finally finish putting together that bookshelf, and even though it's a little crooked, you're oddly proud of it.
Exactly. And this principle applies to relationships, too. The more effort someone invests time, energy, emotions, the more they value that connection.
So are we saying that playing hard to get actually has some psychological basis?
It's not about playing games or manipulating anyone. It's about recognizing your own worth and creating opportunities for the other person to demonstrate their interest and investment.
So instead of showering someone with attention and affection right away, create some space for them to step up and show they're serious.
Precisely. Think of it this way. When someone invests effort into pursuing you, it actually reinforces their own attraction. They start to think, wow, this person is worth the effort, which makes them want to invest even more.
Okay, I'm seeing how this all ties together now. We've got the fun factor to spark initial interest, and then encouraging investment helps solidify that attraction.
You've got it. It's about creating a dynamic where both people feel excited and invested in building something special. And this is where the concept of rewards comes in.
Rewards.
Okay.
Okay, you're speaking my language, but I'm guessing we're not just talking about fancy dinners and gifts, right?
You're right, although those can be nice gestures. But when it comes to creating that addictive quality in a relationship, the most powerful rewards are often the simplest. Think about it. How good does it feel to receive genuine compliments, words of affirmation, or even just someone's undivided attention.
Okay. Yeah, I can see how those things would be super impactful, especially in a world where everyone is constantly distracted.
Exactly. These seemingly small gestures act as powerful reinforcement, making the other person feel seen, appreciated, and validated. And that positive feedback loop can be incredibly intoxicating.
So like instead of just thinking, wow, they look amazing today, I should actually say it out loud.
Yes. Don't underestimate the power of expressing your appreciation and admiration. It goes such a long way in strengthening that emotional bond.
Okay. I'm starting to see how this all ties together. But isn't there a danger of overdoing it? Like if you're constantly showering someone with praise, won't it lose its impact?
That's a great point, and it brings us to the fascinating concept of variable rewards.
Variable rewards.
Yeah.
Okay, you're going to have to break this one down for me.
Think about it this way. Imagine you're playing a slot machine. If you knew you were going to win every single time you pulled the lever, would it be as exciting?
Probably not. I mean, where's the thrill in that?
Exactly. The unpredictability, that element of surprise, that's what keeps us coming back for more. And the same principle applies to relationships. When rewards are variable and unexpected, it creates a sense of anticipation and excitement that keeps the spark alive.
So it's like instead of texting back immediately every single time, maybe wait a little or send a flirty text out of the blue.
Exactly. And those don't have to be calculated moves.
Yeah.
When you genuinely enjoy spending time with someone, those spontaneous gestures of affection come naturally. You're just riding the wave of your own positive feelings.
So we're talking about things like surprising your partner with their favorite takeout, planning a spontaneous date night, or even just leaving them a sweet voice note for no reason.
Absolutely. These little surprises, these moments of unexpected delight, they create those addictive bursts of dopamine that keep people coming back for more.
This is making me realize that attraction isn't some big mystery.
Yeah,
It's actually pretty scientific when you break it down.
it really is,
Yeah.
you know? And the beauty of understanding these principles is that you can use them to your advantage in all sorts of relationships.
Right.
Not just romantic ones.
Okay, so how does this work outside of dating?
Well, think about your friendships.
Okay.
How do you feel when someone remembers a small detail you shared with them or goes out of their way to do something nice for you? It makes you feel valued and appreciated, right?
Absolutely. It's like they leveled up in the game of friendship.
Exactly. And those positive interactions strengthen the bond.
Yeah.
Or let's say you're trying to motivate yourself to stick to a goal, like going to the gym more often.
Right.
You can apply these principles by creating a reward system for yourself or finding a workout buddy who makes the experience more fun and engaging.
So it's all about understanding what motivates us and then using that knowledge to create positive feedback loops.
Right.
Whether it's in our relationships, our work, or even just our personal goals.
You got it. By being more mindful of these principles, you can cultivate stronger connections, increase your own happiness, and just navigate the world with a little more intention.
This has been incredibly insightful. I'm walking away with so many aha moments. Any final words of wisdom for our listeners before we wrap up?
The key takeaway is that understanding the psychology of attraction isn't about manipulating others. It's about understanding yourself, understanding those around you, and using that knowledge to build more fulfilling relationships and experiences.
I love that. It's about working with human nature, not against it.
Exactly.
Well, this has been a fascinating deep dive. Thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe, and we shall see you in the next